Okay, yeah, as you notice, the two different type of curve here, talk about it, production function and total cost function. Let's go to the next one here. Fixed cost, well, as it says, costs that do not vary with the quantity of output produced. Let's say you spend $30,000, get your ice cream shop going, and that's it. It's done. Your $30,000 went to the building, material, uh, uh, tools, freezer, and so on. It does not change. Doesn't matter how many you produce. Variable costs, on the other hand, it costs that vary with the quantity of output produced. More ice cream you make, you need more ingredients, sugar, milk, and uh, candy, and so on. Then total cost, TC, is equal to those two costs, fixed cost plus variable cost. Okay. Average fixed cost, you just divide your fixed cost, whatever it is, by how many you produced. Average variable cost, you just divide variable cost divided by how many you produced. This table here kind of give us uh, various measures of cost. Okay, like a coffee shop or Caleb's coffee shop. The column one shows the quantity of coffee produced and how much it cost him in total. Okay, column two. The fixed cost on column three, which is pretty much the same. Okay, let's see, per unit, it cost him $3 to, you know, open up the coffee shop. Okay, whatever coffee makers she got, he got, and it just stayed the same. The variable cost, the more coffee you make, you need more coffee beans and so on. That goes up, it changes. The average fixed cost, you divide that, it keep going down. The more coffee you make is spread out between fixed cost. The fixed cost is shrinking. But average variable cost, it keep going up. Okay, the more coffee you make per coffee, your average fixed cost, variable cost goes up, and average total cost, you divide column 2 by column 1, then you get column 7. How about marginal cost? Okay, let's say on column 4, uh, you spent 0, didn't produce any, you made 1 cup, it costs you 30 cents, variable cost. Okay, disregard the fixed cost right now. If you make 2 coffee, it costs you 80 cents variable cost. How much did you jump from 30 to 80? 50 cents. Okay, that's your marginal. The last incremental change of cost, adding another unit. Okay, I keep going down here. As you notice, marginal cost is going up all the way. Okay, and average total cost uh, is, it changes, it depends. At one point it minimizes, which is 130. See, it's high because of the fixed cost. Then it goes lower, 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 lower. Then it stops somewhere at 130. Then it stops backing up. It's a U shape. Okay. As you notice, at 130, marginal cost cross it. Okay. Marginal cost keep going up and up, and average total cost keep coming down. But at one point, they cross each other. Okay, that's the important point. That's the point we call it efficient quantity that Caleb Coffee Shop can produce. Minimize its cost, which is 6 units. Okay, we're going to use all this concept later on. Just grasp through idea of this different cost in this table that we're going to use it later. All right, let's see here. Uh, red color here. Okay, let's go to the next slide here. And the table can show in the graph like this. Okay, we just convert it. Here is the quantity output produced on the horizon. Axis is from column 1 in the table 2, and total cost on vertical, which is column 2 on that table, right? As in the figure 2, the total cost curve gets steeper and steeper. In one point, okay, it does not matter if we produce 10. Okay, if we buy more ingredients, more labor to do this, we cannot make more than 10 units. We max out there. Okay, that's this economy of a scale. We max it out. Okay, that's why you see in these fast food places, McDonald's or chicken places, Starbucks, they max out one store. They cannot make more than, let's say, 200 coffee a day or 400 coffee a day. If people line up to get more coffee, they can't do it, right? They go open another one. That's what they call it, franchising it. Okay, and that's why this curve shows it max out right there. Okay, let's go to the next one here. Okay, average total cost. Okay, ATC, how do we calculate it? We just divide total cost by quantity produced. Okay, cost of typical unit of output. Okay, let's say on average, making the coffee costs scale of 30 cents. Now, if you can sell it up to 30, you break even. If the price goes lower than that, the market price is lower, competition and all that, everybody else selling it less, then he can't survive. We're going to talk about it later. But right now, just grasp the average total cost is total cost divided how many units is produced. How about marginal cost? Okay, what does that mean? Marginal cost is an increase in total cost arising from an extra unit of production. Okay, and those are you who are familiar with slope and algebra, that's how you can calculate it. Delta, which is a Greek name for changes in total cost divided by changes in quantity. If we make one extra unit in the table, remember how much extra it costs. That's called marginal cost, and it increases. Okay, from producing an additional unit of output, it increases. Okay, but most industrial factories, okay, marginal cost actually goes down for a while because of a specialization. Then it come back up. Okay, that's marginal cost. Okay, we're going to see the graph coming up. Right. Why it comes down for a while? Because the specialization of the labors. Okay, if you read the text on OpenStax on chapter 7, he uses example of lumberjacks. If one person tried to cut the tree with one saw, it takes him a lot longer. I mean, but if you put two person, each one get a hold of one side of the saw, and they can cut more in 1 hour. Each one specialized in one side. Adam Smith, the father of new economy, actually used example of the pin factories. The factory that making those pin for sewing and all that back then. And remember, a pin, it has a little hole at the end, it pointed at the one end. If one workers do all that by himself and the other person too, the same thing, and at the end of the day, they come up maybe with 1,000 pin. But if they specialize in doing one thing, okay, that's a specialization. One of them just cut the size of the pin. The other guys and just do the hole, hand it to the next one, just do point it, and hand it to the next one, just polish it. They end up with more. That's why the marginal cost decreasing to the certain point. Then after that, if you hire more people, even if you specialize in something to do, but it be increasing because of the what? Diminishing marginal product. Remember the curve was it get flat and flat later on. All right. Rising marginal cost because of diminishing marginal product. Okay. A U-shaped total cost. This is U-shape, right? This curve is U-shaped. It comes down, then it turns around, it goes up. Always decline as output rises. Typically rises as output increases because of diminishing marginal product. The bottom of the U-shape, that quantity, it minimizes the average total cost. Okay, well, that's pretty obvious here. That's the cost here. Okay, total cost here. It comes down, down, then it turns around, goes up. Okay, this point here, if we make this quantity, this minimizes our total cost. Okay, from then up, then it be more. Okay, we call that efficient scale. Where is the efficient scale? When the quantity output that minimizes ATC, average total cost, relationship between marginal cost and average total cost. Now, we're going to see it in the graph. When marginal cost is greater than average total cost is falling. And vice versa. When marginal cost is greater than average total cost is rising. Okay, here the first one, I'm sorry, is falling. The next one is rising. The marginal cost curve crosses the average total cost at its minimum. Okay, it makes it clear if we look at the graph here. Okay, this is our average total cost. Okay, right here. That's its minimum. It keeps coming down, down, while marginal cost is greater, smaller than that. Remember from previous slide. Okay, when they cross, the marginal cost is greater than that. Then this one rising. Okay, is falling, is rising. I mean, there's nothing to memorize here, but you got to get the concept. I want to be able to analyze all these curves. Okay, visually, you're going to see. This is the efficient point, we call it. Okay, at this point here, if we just produce this amount, which is whatever 5.5, the total cost of this production, it be minimized. It be 1.25. Okay, that's, you know, if you make 5.5 coffee or whatever, it costs him total $1.25 per unit. Okay, right. Then if you make more, let's say you make 8 units, the cost is higher. Okay, the total cost is higher than 121 on average on each coffee. Each coffee is costing more than that, more than 1.25. It's going to cost him 1.50 cents. If the market reward him 140, then it's not be profitable to make more than 5.5. Okay, this is not good here. All right, we're going to use all this concept later. That's why I want you to get the grasp of this chapter here. We use it later. Okay. All right, let's see here. A typical cost curve, marginal cost eventually rises with the quantity of output. Okay, again, there's nothing to memorize here. You saw it on the graph, on table, visually you saw it. This is verbally explain it. Average total cost curve is U-shaped. Marginal cost crosses the average total cost at where? At its minimum. Okay. Typical cost curve, marginal cost eventually rises with the quantity of output. Average total cost curve is U-shaped. Marginal cost curve crosses the average curve at minimum. Okay, we already talked about that, right? Okay, let's see. Let me go to the next one. And again, this visually tell you what we just explained verbally. That's visually you can see it. Okay, just assuming this part here is this point right here is the efficient point, is to minimize the average total cost of making the coffee. You minimize it. Okay. After that, it goes up. Okay. That's important. And later on, if the price of coffee is $1.50, okay, everybody's selling it for that much. Okay. See, per unit profit, you can make this much. This is greatest. Then if you make it more, okay, per unit is going to decline. Okay, it's going to decline. Okay, that's the efficient point. We will talk about it later. All right. Let me just erase this in case if some of you want to look at it later. All right, there you go. Okay, cost in the short run, cost in the long run. Okay, we're going to differentiate between these two. Okay, many decision is fixed in the short run for any kind of business. Okay, you hire a few people working in the shop. Okay, and you know, for a few weeks, few months until something happened, you might expand it or change something, add another machine or so on. But many decisions are fixed in the short run, but in the long run, they can change it. It be variable. Firms, greater flexibility they have in the long run cost curves differ from the short run. It be much flatter in the short run, much flatter than short run. In the long run, be much flatter. Okay. Remember the cost we're talking about in the short run is like this. Okay. Or if times goes by, it can be more flatter. Okay. The long run be like that. They can, from here, if they run out of the space and so on, they can add another one. Okay, they can expand in it. Okay, get here, run off, they can expand in it. This is a long run. Okay, and these are the short run. Short run cost curve lie on or above the long run curve. Okay, I think we can show it right here too. Okay, the same thing we did. Oh, we almost there. Let's see here. Economy of scale, we call it economy of scale. Long run average total cost falls as the quantity output increases, increasing the specialization among the workers. We call that economy of scale. Okay, that's let's see here. Okay, well, that's where we just let me get this pen going again. Okay. All right. This economy of scale is long run average total cost rises as the quantity of output increases, increasing the coordination problem and so on. Let me, if I want to draw this here one more time, okay. Okay, remember we just draw this long run, okay, and short run. This part here, no, let me, I just had it, I just lost it again, hold on. That was the last um, slide here, and okay, no, it's not doing very good. Anyway, just go over these slides here. It's not that big of a chapter here, but it's very crucial for upcoming chapters we're going to talk about. And this table here give you all the definition, the abbreviation for fixed cost, explicit cost, implicit cost, variable cost, total cost, and each one of those average fixed cost, average variable cost, average total cost. Again, marginal cost important. Efficient point for factory is where minimizes the total cost. Or I mean minimizes its total cost or average per unit, average total cost per unit cost is minimum because he can increase his profit, right? The less expensive he make it, and the price is the same he's selling it for, then profit will be maximized. And so one point to look at it. Again, go through all this and upload your quizzes later on. All right, so long.